What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another freaking video, and this one right here is season 1 episode 5 of Sisters Wives, and we got one more left to do of season 1, if you dig what I'm saying. But we're about to check this one out and see what exactly went down. But from the thumbnail that I saw on this week Discovery Plus, I can tell you this already, that this one is definitely based on MERI, and I'm very interested to see what she's got to say in this episode, and obviously how Kody conducts himself. But with that being said though, shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, and if you're looking to become a member of the channel, the button is right there next to the subscribe button if you're looking to be a subscriber as well. But with that being said though, let's not waste any more time, and let's get into this absolute madness.
Doing everything we could to try and have more kids. You know, it took us 5 years to get Mariah. After that, you know, we tried and tried, and everything checks out normal. All the doctors that I've seen have said, you have something we call unexplained infertility.
That is a very good question. Whatever that means, what does that mean, to be fair? I mean, does anyone actually know what it means? Obviously, what she's got going on in terms of obviously her unexplained infertility. Did I just forget it? You heard what she said, okay. Come on, let me know. And also, is it a common thing as well? You know what I mean? Because obviously, I've never heard of it. Obviously, MERI at this time, obviously, I never heard of it, of course. She's obviously something that she's shared with us. But I know, obviously, in the audience that we have some nurses, some doctors up in here. I know you're here, you're lurking. Depends whether you're watching this episode or not. But one, is it a common thing? And like, realistically, is it now explained? Do you know what I mean? That's just me asking for general information. But so far in this episode, to be fair, not too much has happened. The main thing that's happened is that their daughter wants to she wants to become a doctor or a nurse. She wants to go into the military and do it. So at this moment in time, you know, she has to obviously go to normal public mainstream school, but she's saying that, you know, that she doesn't want to. But of course, for her to get there, then she's gonna have to, because when you come from a poly family, it can make it harder for you to get into certain job roles, which is quite fascinating, to be fair. But nonetheless, though, let's carry on and see what else obviously is going down in this episode. But please do let me know, obviously, about MERI's situation. Is it a common one, or
Kiss me. Kiss you?
Kiss me.
Like right now?
It's our anniversary.
Okay.
We got our passports out for Mexico too.
I'm looking forward to that. He's going to do something really nice for me because I told him he had to.
Yeah. No, I got this one. I've got this one. In spite of the fact we're going to dinner, we're going to Mexico.
I mean, listen, I know obviously these are things that you normally wouldn't point out, but in that scene itself in particular, it's just quite interesting how Kody's like kissing me. She's like, really? I mean, her reaction was golden. She was just like, did he just ask me? Let's watch it again, but this time I'm gonna slow it down. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Kiss me.
Kiss you?
Kiss me.
Like right now?
It's our anniversary.
Okay.
I got our passports out for Mexico too.
I mean, honestly, like, MERI looked like as if she had never been kissed before. Her whole expression were like a girl being kissed for the very first time, or there's the expression that a girl could give you, or a woman could give you when she's about to kiss the person that she's loved or admired for such a long time. That hot guy that she always had her eyes on, and he's like, yeah, kiss me. You're just like, ooh, butterflies. Ooh, really? So you have to kind of, you know, it's not even the fact that you're asking really because you want to. It's like it's just like it's just a reaction. You're just like, really? Okay. All I'm saying is that she was super freaking happy, man. But the fact is, though, it's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, in a situation where the relationship is healthy, yes, it would be a good thing, because obviously, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting butterflies each and every time that your partner wants to kiss you or wants to make love with you, without a shadow of a doubt. But in this situation itself in particular, this is more of a case of where she hasn't obviously received a lot of affection for, you know, for a certain amount of time. However long it's been, Lord knows. And of course, with the introduction of Robyn as well, we know obviously Robyn's introduction hasn't necessarily made things any better for any of the wives, to be fair with you. So, you know, sadly, it's fitting her reactions like that, but it's fitting that her reactions like that for the wrong reasons. Rather than the positive, it's like that for the negative. And that's where obviously, you know, it's a bit But nonetheless, though, let's proceed.
In every marriage, there's ups and downs. And, you know, Kody and I have just had a little bit harder times recently, adding the, you know, Robyn's courtship to it. It's just,
I mean, there you go. She goes off and flat out just mentions the Robyn being a part of it too, you know what I mean? Which therefore does explain that first scene, you know, the one that I showed you of her legit just being a bit like, I'm getting a kiss from Daddy. Ooh, should I call him Zaddy? Ooh. Or I'm just getting a kiss from my husband that should be kissing me anyway, but he doesn't kiss me very often because, well, I've had to accommodate other wives, but most importantly, he's kind of forgotten me in the pack, to be fair with you, which has made it worse. And now we got Robyn even though I chose her and I liked her, now I'm starting to regret it because my jealousy is about to kick in, or it has kicked in. So of course she therefore does mention Robyn. And it is quite interesting because, you know, a lot of people did assume that the reason why MERI helps, well, obviously it's MERI's responsibility to obviously court up women anyway for Kody, but at the same time, that when she caught Robyn, she felt like Robyn was going to bring something to the relationship that could potentially benefit her in terms of, one, her being friends with Robyn better than she's friends with Janelle and Christine, and also two, it might just somehow in some weird miraculous way help her situation with her husband Kody for picking a good young woman. But clearly MERI's obviously feeling the effects early on in season 1. Damn, man, Robyn was making damage even when she wasn't even doing it on purpose. Can you imagine? But nonetheless, though, let's get into it. But actually, saying that though, at the same time though, at least the kiss that she got from Kody was better than the kiss that Christine got from Kody just before she was giving birth. Because the kiss that Christine got from Kody just before she gave birth, that wasn't even a kiss. It was literally lips tucked in, rather than lips tucked out. It was a madness. This one, I mean, there was a little bit of what do you call it, sound effect. But nonetheless, though, what a way to celebrate your 20th anniversary. Hey? But anyway, let's proceed.
When I see the longevity of each relationship, and 20 years is awesome, it encourages me and gives me like, oh, okay, this is stable. Okay.
Yeah, until you came and just messed it up for everybody. Yeah. She was like, well, at least I know this man's stable, so let me take it for myself and take all that stability. You know, I have a question though. Jokes aside, I have a question though. So, you know, the whole idea of the religion is that the more children you have, the better it is for you. Okay, obviously, you know, for when your day comes when you have to obviously pass away. So the better it is for you to enter into heaven, etc., etc. But I do wonder this though. Regardless of how many children you have, what about your relationship with your children before you pass away? Isn't that also going to be a factor of, you know, the next life? Because I'd imagine somewhere in their religion, they maybe explain that it is very important that you keep a very healthy relationship though with all of your children. You know, you may not be able to keep one with all your wives per se, but in terms of your children, you should be able to do that. But Kody has failed to keep a healthy relationship with all of his children. So I do wonder though, how does that actually affect him when he actually does go away? Because again, the whole idea of the children is a better way or an easy way as a passage to heaven. But again, if your relationship is not great with all your children, then how does that work? If you know the answer, please do let me know. Thank you so much.
I don't know. I don't think that he understands me a lot and what I'm going through. And I'm not saying I understand everything that he's going through, but I really want him to understand.
I think, to be honest with you, at this stage, obviously in their relationship, is 20 years on now. They're on their honeymoon. They're in Mexico. You know what I mean? Obviously having a good time, but at the same time, though, MERI's obviously still got a lot of concerns in her head about obviously their relationship, where obviously things are going, how things have been going, and obviously, you know, she's trying to explain, obviously how she's feeling, but at the same time, she's trying to be cautious about how he feels too. But the moral of the story is that MERI is clearly always been aware that their relationship is tainted and their relationship probably isn't going to go any further. So it does wonder though, isn't it? Why does she stay committed for such a long time? Because I know obviously leaving isn't an easy 1, 2, 3, but leaving is optional because obviously, you know, Christine did it. Now, obviously, at the same time, though, this time, MERI was still legally married to Kody, so of course, it wouldn't have been as easy as 1, 2, 3. But we now know currently, they're no longer married legally anyway. So to be fair, MERI does have the tools or the ability to do what Christine did and actually leave. But the fact is, though, I know that MERI loves the idea of having 21 children because she's unable to have any more children of her own. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, just having the one child alone obviously isn't something that is satisfactory to herself in particular. So we could say that the children is a big part of why she has stayed all this time, and we could also say maybe the big part of it is because she is still deeply in love with him, or at least in season 1 it looked to me as if she was in love with him anyway. In terms of now, I couldn't say too much because obviously she's been pushed back quite a bit, and I didn't see too much of her obviously throughout season 16 because obviously that's when I joined the community of the sisters' wives, if you dig what I'm saying. That's the reason why we're here now, so I can obviously see, you know, what have I missed and kind of pick up bits and bobs. So therefore, when season 17 comes, you know, I've got a clearer picture of each character and what each character is obviously, you know, X, Y, Z. But hey, when season 17 comes, though, that's going to be a very interesting season because the question is, will we be introduced to a new wife? You know what I mean? That is quite crazy. There's been 16 seasons, but I understand it's been over the space of 10 years. Now, obviously, within that 10-year mark, you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's been a courting of a new woman coming in at some point. But whether that happens or not, I guess we won't know that until season 17, or maybe near enough around the close to to the time. I just couldn't get the word out of my mouth. But yeah. Anyway, let's proceed.
With everything that had been going on with Robyn coming into the family, yeah, there's just a little distance there. I just want you to acknowledge that, you know, I have these jealousy issues, and if I were to be giving attention to another guy, how would it make you feel?
Well. Looks like MERI was teasing that she may look elsewhere earlier on in season 1. You guys have been holding back on me. Okay, so that means what happened later on, obviously, whichever season it happened, it was always prone to happen at some point, because MERI was flat out saying it then and then that, listen, I may have to start looking elsewhere at one point. But rest assured, what she was talking about here, maybe at the time it would have come across hypothetical, you know, as an example, but the grand scheme of things, it seems to me as if it was an idea that was legit manifesting in her head. And boy, did it manifest, but then boy, did it backlash. And it's now put her in an even worse situation than she already was in, which is so annoyingly sad for her, but annoyingly it's her own fault for doing that. Now, of course, at the same time, though, we know that in these type of relationships, obviously, what she's saying is something that isn't optional unless she walked away from, you know, unless she walked away from Kody, it wouldn't be optional for her to do that anyway. But the matter of the fact is, though, she's the one that recruited Robyn. You know, she's the one that took advantage of Robyn. But now, obviously, you know, the jealousy's popping in. But she knew she had jealousy this whole time. I mean, I don't really know what MERI was kind of playing at. I don't even know why MERI even went into this lifestyle, to be honest with you, if she knew that she had these jealousy elements. Now, of course, everybody has jealousy elements, but it's a matter of, you know, some of us are able to control the jealousy, some of us are able to suppress it, some of us are able to not let it bother us, but at the same time, some of us just can't handle jealousy. And it seems to me is obviously, you know, obviously jealousy is something that MERI obviously battled with the first 2 wives, Christine and Janelle, but then decided to just add in another one and just play a gamble. And let's not forget, though, obviously, even though Robyn was added throughout the years, they did try to court other women, didn't they? But obviously, it just never was successful. But hey, man, end of the day, sometimes we put certain ideas in our head that we think is going to plan out. And then when we put it into action, it backfires on ourselves. And then we're like, damn, why the hell did I have that idea? I should have known better. But hey, nonetheless, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking though about this yourself in particular, because, man, it's just that the relationship was already on the edge, you know, and the whole situation was already a disaster because MERI is something else. She is a boy, man. I just don't know with this one. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's proceed.
Obviously, it's just not something I'm comfortable with imagining. The vulgarity of the idea of you with 2 husbands or another lover sickens me.
He said 2 husbands. So wait, hold up. Skirt, pull up while the sirens are going. So you're telling me that she could have another husband then? Yo, someone let me know in the comment section, because that one I didn't see coming. Is that an option? I didn't think that was an option. Educate me, please.
It seems wrong to God and nature, and I understand this seems somewhat hypocritical. I don't know how to get around it.
Okay, so
There's just me answering this question. There's no way for me to win. Okay, let me tell you, the emotion
I'm not trying to win.
It's not something I ever want to deal with. I get that.
Oh,
it's a
you get that? What do you get? Tell me what you get.
Well, I feel like I'm admitting that what I'm doing is completely and totally unfair.
I mean, I understand obviously what he's saying, and I see exactly what he's trying to do in this situation. And to be fair with you, I hate to say it, but he is correct though. At the end of the day, there is no right. How he could answer it. I mean, he could answer in a way that could play out fair, to be honest with you. There is always an answer there somewhere. Whatever the answer is, I can't think of it right now, so it is what it is. But I'm sure you guys can in the comment section. But at the same time, though, it wouldn't be fair for MERI to put Kody in a position where he feels like what he's doing isn't fair, because MERI signed up for it. You know, she's the one that got married to him, signed up for the lifestyle, for the religion. She knew exactly what was going to come with it. At the end of the day, it just seems to me as if MERI just put herself in a situation that she knew that she was never actually going to be able to handle. And to be honest with you, you can only put that onto MERI and no one else but MERI. So, wow, man, MERI is confusing. Jesus Christ, give me a whole headache here, man. Jesus, I don't want a headache when I'm not feeling too well. You know what I mean? You can hear it in my voice. MERI, screw you. I take it back. But yeah.
I feel like if I go and address that emotion, it's just an unhealthy place to go.
It's there every day, and it's in my face, and it's in Janelle's face, and it's in Christine's face. And it's something that we've chosen, and it's something that we're okay with, and it's something that I know is going to help me grow and be a better person. What I would like from you is like just the acknowledgement that, yeah, I do have these issues and feelings, and just some understanding and patience, I think.
You know, I really want to be on Mary's side here because she's saying a lot of things that are factual. But the fact is, though, Mary, you are the one that recruited every single wife. You know, in some way, even approved it. So to be honest with you, like, I just feel like if this was someone else saying this, I could 100% support them, be on their side. But I find it hard to be supportive towards Mary in this situation. Because she's acting as if she didn't sign up for this, you know, as if she didn't marry into this lifestyle, you know. And the fact is, to be honest with you, I don't really appreciate how she's brought in Christine and Janelle, because at the end of the day, this is your jealousy. You're an individual person. Talk about yourself and yourself only. Don't be dragging other names or other people into the conversation as well, because they may not want to voice these things at this moment in time, or they may want to voice these things by themselves. Especially Christine, we know she's gonna voice it by herself. So to be honest with you, it's like you know, Mary was trying to play some sort of manipulative game here, but yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I don't know, but yeah, nah. I mean, arguably Mary's kind of got under my skin a little bit in this episode because she's speaking as if she didn't see these things coming when she already knew who she was as a person. And she's been with him for 20 years and she's had 2 other wives there for 16 plus years. Nah, man, this ain't it. But you guys let me know. Am I missing something? Please let me know in the comment section.
Understood, and you've seemed very impatient. I mean, you've actually said to me, you chose this. This is what we signed up for. Right. Unfortunately, at the same time, I still have those emotions and I still have those feelings.
I understand. I couldn't have said this at this moment in time, but now we know that she's no longer legally married to Kody. You know, Mary, you can walk away, right? Christina's done it now. Simple as that. But the fact is, though, was it Mary? Janelle walked away, then she's well for. And even prior to this, Janelle walked away for a year, didn't she? And then came back. Mary's just a nag.
Your excitement and enthusiasm about the idea. That was so affirmative. When the reality hit and you dealt with jealousies, it was a shock to me. It's not that I'm not empathetic about your jealousy or that I'm not understanding about your jealousy. It's that it surprises me because the contradiction between the enthusiasm for this new person in our family versus the jealousy for this new person in our family.
Nah, man, he's got points. He's got points, you know. Nah, listen, I'm just finding it hard to side against Kody in this one, because I feel like Mary has made her bed, and now she just wants to get. Yeah, nah, I'm gonna have to agree with Kody in this one. To be honest with you, this ain't even about him even trying to flip the script. To be honest with you, because the fact is, Mary walked into this point blank. Period. There's no other way around it. You know, she's being very contradictory, and do you know what it is? Mary should have really voiced her opinions a long time ago. I'm not saying that she didn't, but this is season 1, so we can only say that she hasn't. She should have voiced these things a long time ago, rather than continue as Happy and Larry. And then a few seasons later on, what does she do?
Why do it? Why stick it out 20 years?
You know, I get a lot out of it. I get a big family and kids who love me. If I were to ever think of my family of 21 right now, down to just a family of 3, that would just be so empty.
I feel for Mary to a certain degree. I really do. But it feels to me as if her reasons of staying in this relationship, they're not good enough for her to stay, personally. I feel like she's got better reasons. I feel like her reasons to stay are not good enough for her to stay, but at the same time, they're good enough for her to leave. Process that one. Yeah, come on, yeah, buddy. Sorry, man, I just started bare intelligent. What did I say again? I feel like her reasons to stay are not good enough, but her reasons to stay are good enough for her to leave. Oh yeah, that hit hard. That's. Oh man, okay. let's continue. Yes.
I felt really, really, really guilty, and I knew I was going to break his heart, but I told him probably not.
I was actually floored. I was just surprised. I didn't know what to do. I was dumbfounded. I'd like another. And we're getting to the point where it's almost too late.
So, Kody suggested something that could help them potentially have another child, you know, some sort of fertility situation where it could maybe help Mary, you know, get pregnant for the second time. Well, actually, no, for the third time, to be fair, because she was pregnant before, but then she lost a child, didn't she? Sadly so. And obviously, Mary's basically turned that idea down, which was quite surprising, to be fair, because how much she really wants children. But yeah, she's turned it down, which obviously left Kody feeling very confused, you know, but it is a thing that obviously, you know, it is getting to that stage now where it is becoming too late for MERI. And it obviously, you know, Kody, of course, Kody wants another one, you know what I mean? The more the merrier, right, for himself. But it just confuses me even more about MERI's purpose of staying in a relationship, to be honest with you. You know, I thought one of the reasons would have been because of children, her even wanting another one, but then the option is there, but then she doesn't want to try it. MERI is very, very complex. Yeah.
And 12 weeks later, you know, we lost it.
That broke our hearts. There's some soul searching with that.
It would be awesome to have another one. And if it happened naturally, that would be the most amazing thing. But I don't feel like forcing the issue.
I mean, to be fair, I can respect that, you know, wanting to have a child naturally, and not feeling like you're gonna force childbirth. I mean, obviously that's the word that she was forcing it. For some people, it's not necessarily forcing it. Some people, it's just the only hope that they have. So obviously, you know, I don't think it's fair to use the word force it, but obviously that's what she's used to. I'm just quoting what MERI said. And to be fair, I can understand that. If she believes that a baby coming naturally is the way that she wants to do it, then I can only respect that, because it's her body at the end of the day, and it's her wishes at the end of the day. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that in any kind of capacity. So yeah, I get it. But nonetheless, though, that's the end of this episode. But this episode was very interesting because obviously MERI opened up a bit more. My thoughts about it, But the main factor I think for me in this episode was the fact that MERI hinted at another husband, do you know what I mean? And just hinted at the prospect of her looking elsewhere. But hey, who would have thought that in season 1 that's something that she would have actually gone and attempted to do? But nonetheless, though, you guys let me know what you're thinking in the comment section and we can talk about it. But hey, thank you so much for your time. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and feel free to join the channel too. Peace.